I'm Rob from DIMO. DIMO is like Plaid for cars. Like we allow any app to connect to any car, the way that they let any app connect to any bank account, or that Roku lets any streaming app connect to any TV. We're fundamentally about making it easy to connect to a car. I'll talk about what that means in a second. A lot of people think we're a data union, and actually, someone is building a data union on DIMO right now, but we're more than that. We're the connectivity layer. So what we do is we create an on-chain digital twin of your vehicle. That's like a better version of a VIN, more programmable VIN. We connect it, and this is our old device. This is our new one. It's much smaller and nicer. And if you have a newer car, you don't even need a device. We can just connect directly to it in a lot of cases. Then we can stream data from the car. We can send commands back to the car. The car now has a wallet. It can pay for things. And now as the owner who's created the car and connected it, you can grant access to applications that can do whatever. Applications like maybe you want to share it with your insurance. Maybe you don't want to share it with your insurance. You should be able to make that choice. I built a social network for cars that has a leaderboard for who drives the fastest. Like there's all kinds of things that you can, I'll show you guys that in a second. So those are the magical experiences you can enjoy. You'll pull into the garage at your mechanic and they'll scan your car and the whole history will come up. They'll be able to add records to it. Your car will drive around in a smart city and talk to AI and cameras and things like that. We'll get into more of that in a bit. This is the experience of me actually, literally me signing up for that data union that I mentioned, DLP, that was built on DIMO. So here I am sharing my car, and now the app built by Ryan, a company called DLP, stands for, I forget what it stands for, D is for data. Now he can easily just come in and go get stuff from my car. So I'm going to attempt to do a live demo of building an app from scratch. I'm not an engineer. I've never done a live demo, so we're going to see how this goes. I like to use Bubble for some things and also N8N, so we'll start with that. All I've done so far is I've created my DIMO developer account on console.dimo.org, so I have my client ID and my secret key is already entered into Bubble. That's the one thing I've done. We've got docs here. You can get queries and scalars and things like that you can use inside of our GraphQL API. So here's me just seeing what cars are available for a given user. So we'll actually use some of these right now. So, all right, we're in my app, and I am going to add the DIMO plugin into it. And I'm going to, when someone logs in, redirect back to this website. This is a production environment, and we're calling this auth1. That's cool. Gonna drop a login button onto the screen. Nice. And when I click on that, let's do a login via the plugin. Cool, so that part is looking good. Next, we're going to see what cars this account has. So I'm going to go to my APIs, add an API, demo, and let's do, get cars, post. I know some things. Forgot to get the URL, but I have it here. And we're going to query for my user account, which my personal one is this one. Let's initialize that call. There we are. All right, so I'm getting back the NFT ID of my car, make, model, year. I don't actually have a BMW. That was from my honeymoon. I minted it. Cool. All right, so that is all set. Go back to Bubble. Let's just quickly show, once I log in, all of these different cars that I've got. So we're going to do get data from an API. Let's use that one we just did. And the address is going to be the logged in account from after I log in. And then we're just going to put a button inside that group that is going to show, come on, the make, model, and year of my car. Get cars. Okay. Let's see how we're doing so far. Log in. Share my email, dimomobile.test@gmail.com. Sign in with passkey. This is me accessing my crypto wallet, signing a transaction on chain to authenticate. Well, not to authenticate. I don't have to sign a transaction on chain to authenticate. I'm not getting my cars. 1 second. I think I set this up wrong. Please show up. Come on. Hey, okay. All right. So I'm getting the cars in there. Let me add the model too. Too lazy to add a space, so you'll see. Cool. All right, I got the cars in there. Great. Now we need to get data from the car. So I'm going to go back, new API call. Going to throw in my car. We'll start with an example of one. And now we're going to create a workflow to authenticate me and get my car's data. All right. So this is a post. And we're going to listen real quick and just send my car ID. Great. Got it over here. Now we're going to go get my car data. Needs to be a little bigger. Okay. And we're going to just throw in this vehicle here. It's the one that I want. So it's from the previous step. I've gotten 8 sent to here, and I'm going to test it out. Please show up. Great. Getting signals from the car. And then I'm going to respond to the webhook. Hey, okay. So now I'm getting car data from my vehicle. And let's go back and drop a little map into here. When we click this button, let's set the state of the page. To the current button's vehicle ID. And then here, the marker address, we're going to go get data from that API I just did. And we're going to get the car that I just saved in the state of the website. And we're going to get the first, should I make this bigger, latitude, and then format that as a number. And then we're going to append some text, comma space, append the same thing, data from API call, token ID. Now we're going for the longitude. First item formatted. All right, I think we are here. Let's see if that worked. So I'm logged in. I've got a Toyota RAV4. Here's the map, and I click the button, and there it is. And camp, can't believe that worked. I click on the Tesla, and there it is in Indianapolis. That's one of our former employees who still graciously shares his car with us. And if I wanted to see some more of like the latest signals from his car, I could just drop some text in and say, let's also get from the current state of the page, or let's do a search from an API call, index, car, right? And now let's go get, let's see, the last speed. Refresh that. Let's see how fast call-in goes. Oh, the car's not moving, so 0. That makes sense. How about the last fuel level? So he has an EV, so fuel level will be 0, but Alex is at 38% fuel. So it shows you just how easy it is to build anything with that. Like, what could you build that's exciting? Let me open up a new window just to show you the one that I built. I built this in a week and a half, if you believe me. I'll go to my own. I'm going to make this a very popular app, I swear. Even though I built this by myself, this is a car social network that I'm excited about. I'm going to see if I can get some car influencers to cover it. So you come in here, you go to your own garage, you can look at your car, you can upload photos, of your vehicle. I use ChatGPT to get a fun fact about your specific make, model, and year. I'm pulling in all kinds of stats like your MPG and your value of your vehicle. The highest speed I've ever gone in this car with DIMO is 84, which is not that impressive. It's I'm not even on the leaderboard. My car is pretty not rare. There's 191 of them on DIMO. My odometer is 72,000 miles. Car's not worth a whole lot. And I can tell stories about that vehicle. I also created, I think this is pretty cool, verified chats. So if you have a verified minted Tesla, you can be in a Tesla channel, or Porsche, you can be in the Porsche channel. If your car got a valuation of over $100,000, you can be in the $100,000 Ballin' Club. So I've done that. I built direct messages you can send. There's a feed of all the cars in there. You can search for them, and here's the leaderboard. So this is the kind of stuff you can build. That's more fun. There's a lot of more serious and practical stuff. This is our app, so this is showing you those same values just in a much more exciting and useful way. If you download DIMO Mobile and connect your car, this is the kind of experience you'll get. We're adding a lot of really useful things, car diagnostics. If you get a check engine light, we'll have ChatGPT tell you exactly what that means in plain English, how to repair it, how much it's going to cost to repair it, if it's safe to keep driving it. A lot of really just nice features that have been missing for cars for a long time. Everybody who connects earns rewards, and there's a growing marketplace of apps that you can use. So for example, like a Tesla owner can go use Royal, and they can offset your carbon, sell it for cash, and give you money back. And people who did that got on average $200. So we're enabling all these different applications. Here's a fleet app. I'm really just trying to open this up from cars being only really connected to automakers to being connected to pretty much everything. Will unlock a lot of value in multiple trillion-dollar industries. I mean, cars maybe are the most, they surely are the most expensive, least tech advanced thing in our lives. People spend $12,000 a year on their car, and we're still operating with fax machines at dealerships and manila envelopes and calling. I had to call 3 different insurance companies to get a quote. I couldn't even get quoted online. There's a lot of inefficiency in auto and in big bucks, so we can really improve things quite a bit. So we're going after these existing markets. There's emerging stuff with AI and self-driving. There's entirely new markets like my great social app that we can create. And a lot of people think that DIMO is just about selling bulk data. And there was a question earlier about what's the critical mass that you need. And for a data union, you would need a critical mass. But really, that's not what we're after. Really, what we're after is being able to enable these connections from any app to any car. And a lot of our customers, they don't care how many cars we've already connected because they're going to bring their own users. If it's a large insurance company, we're just going to add the Connect with DIMO button to our site and allow people to connect in seconds or order this device and connect, and we'll bring the users, don't worry about it. In the future, we imagine a world where your self-driving car will drive into the city limits of Denver, and there will be an AI that controls all the traffic lights, and your car will talk to that and talk to cameras and other cars, and there will be no traffic lights. They will optimize routes. Cars will, if one's going to brake for an obstacle, that all the ones behind it will know. Your car will park itself in garages. That type of technology requires a decentralized protocol. There is no way that Apple will build a car development kit that automakers will get on board with that gives every car an Apple ID, and then you use Apple Pay for insurance and gas, and if you don't, they kick you off, and if they launch their own car and they degrade the service of all the other cars, it's just a total non-starter. They don't even trust CarPlay. It needs to be a decentralized solution. So to Neil's point, or not Neil, there was one before this talking about the importance of blockchain to solve problems, not to go in search of problems after coming up with a solution. For us, we really did have that problem first, and it was like blockchain happened to be the thing that makes the system credibly neutral enough to work. And then eventually we'll expand to everything. Humanoid robots, industrial robots, non-physical objects. They all need identity, relationship, permissions, and payments as we built for cars. So that is DIMO. That's enough. I don't need to go to that slide. And yeah, we've got a lot of cool things launching. We built our own app. And I built my other social app recently, but we've got a lot of other exciting apps launching relatively soon, some big enterprises that are building use cases for cars that can connect to any of them. So, thank you.